Apologies for the low light video, but I'm candling eggs for this poor little hen that went broody. And the day she started going broody, I brought in a half of her eggs here. She had a big clutch and started incubating them inside. Well, 2 nights ago, a raccoon broke in and had drug her off the nest and just roughed her up pretty well. She protected her eggs and woke me up, and I was able to fix that problem. I literally got her right straight from the teeth of that raccoon. And then, so her eggs were untouched at that time, and today a snake or something got in there, and now she's heartbroken, and I found her out in the weeds, not roosting. She doesn't trust to roost anymore. But I'm going to give her a chance here. I'm going to bring her in the house, my construction house, and set her up with a little brood box inside here. I think she deserves a chance to try to hatch her eggs, because I took a dozen of them out of the clutch. There was 18. I took a dozen. I left her 6. I've got quite a few. Now, I don't know which ones are good or not, so I'm going to go through tonight, candle them. The ones, I'm going to give her one that's valid, and then the ones that are not progressing, I'm going to put in a brood box for her and go out. I found her in the weeds, so I'm going to rescue her and put her back in a brood box and see if she'll start brooding again or if she'll just be miserable. I was wanting to give these chicks to her so that she could be a mom, and oh my gosh, the world is a vampire and just beat this poor little thing up. So anyway, that's what I'm working on right now in the dark. You got to have total dark to candle. So I'm going to candle these eggs and set some aside and do that. All right, let me take a look at this here chicken that I was able to capture last night. I'll talk about how I was able to capture it. So I've had to move her into the house. So here she is in a kennel, in a little dog carrier, in a crate, in a bathtub. So my gosh, she has endured so much. So let me rotate. We can, I don't want to stress her too much. She's just been attacked and beat up. So let me stick this in there. We can look at her together. Hi, little darling. There she is. I gave her 4 eggs last night for her to sit on. And when they brood, they only come out once a day to relieve themselves and drink and eat. So I'll put a little handful of food there, but she seems to be adjusting real well to this, despite all of her difficulties, none of which were her problem. She's a sweetie. I like this chicken. She's wild, doesn't like me, and I kind of like that about her. In addition, her screaming at 2 in the morning when the raccoons were tearing her to pieces is the only reason why I was able to save her. So, you know, a chicken that thinks on its feet and when you free range is super valuable. So I do want some of her eggs and some of her offspring. I hope some of the eggs that hatch are hers. The ones underneath her right now are sterile. I'm currently cooking up a batch of eggs that I hope are fertile. Let's take a look at those. Apologies for the bright light. So there's one that's not going to go anywhere. I don't see any veins. There's one that's got a little thickening going on it. I'm going to call that one good, and I'm going to call it 1. The littler ones are usually the ones that aren't fertile. I don't see any blood vessels or anything. This one probably is good. These are day 3 of eggs. At 100 degrees and 49%. Maybe I see a little something up at the top there, maybe. And that one. Alright, so I'm going to set these aside, and I'm going to set 3 of them aside that might be developing. You know, I can see a little yolk there, but I can't see any blood vessels or anything. Alright, so I'm going to get 3 for me, or rather 4 for her, and 8 for me. Alrighty. So this is the current Apto incubator that I have. I really like it. I've set out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of eggs that I think are fertile. They're 3 days in. 3 that I didn't see much activity on it, and then 4 that I put under her that I believe are infertile. So the goal is to have some of these hatch and stick them underneath her. Oh, this here is the residue of what's left over with the raccoon that was killing that hen. I won't get too graphic. I won't go look inside. YouTube won't look at that. But listen, if you can shoot a raccoon with a chicken in its mouth in the middle of the night while it's running off and not kill the hen, and I did it just right, you're a pretty good shot. So anyway, I saved her the night she crawled out. I did. She woke me up at whatever time o'clock in the rain. I grabbed the Texas Justice and went out here and straightened out the situation. I lock them up every night, and the dog figured out how to undo that latch and get in there. So anyway, I saved her the first night and her eggs. And how she cried out. It was the saddest little thing. He really tore her up too. And she went back and brooded again, and a darn chicken snake or something came in the next day, 48 hours later, after those one, and ate her eggs. And now she was so traumatized by the loss of the eggs, that she didn't go in and roost at all that night. She went into the woods and settled into this clusteries. And I could not get her in the moonlight. Again, it was raining and miserable, and she would not have survived the night. So what I did is got a flashlight, and I was able to put a flashlight in her eyes. She knew I was there, but the flashlight kind of stood her still, and she couldn't see me reaching around behind her because she was light blind. And I was able to snatch her up and stick her in that little cat carrier, and then put the cat carrier in a bigger cage. The goal is to give her, when I hatch these 6, hopefully these eggs hatch, and put them underneath her. I think every animal mama that wants to be a mama, you should try. And I don't think her first time laying eggs and brooding should have been this hard. I mean, Texas is hard, y'all. I take good care of my animals. I was just as heartbroken as she is. I lock them up every night. It doesn't matter. That snake over 4 foot, I'll put a little picture up on it. Hopefully I won't get blocked on that. I might blur it a little bit or something, but doggone it. I feel bad for life as a little chicken's a hard bit of business. So I've raised 4 little ones here. They're going on 8 weeks old. I'll see if I can call them in. I got to store them. We'll take a look at those. I'm hoping to give her these 6 new chicks. And honest to goodness, being I'm a first-time mom for an animal is very difficult. And for those of you who homestead, you got to be braced that they're not going to do a good job. They're going to lose their first batch, and you just accept that as part of the attrition, the shrinkage of owning a farm. If you get too emotionally connected, right, and vested, then you criticize a hen that never done it, doesn't have any skills as a mom, and it's hard work. In addition, I free range everybody. They're all out, let out every day, and they take care of themselves. And I lose the chicken maybe once every 6 months or so, but this 2 nights back to back, and I think it's because of the storms, and the animals, wild animals, are being driven up closer to where it's easy to eat. Maybe they can't smell very good, and they hunt anyway, so sad. But let me see if I can find these little babies, and we can take a look at those. Little babies, little baby chicks. And this is why you need a mother hen, because they are way far away, way farther than they need to graze. These are 8 weeks old. Little babies, come on. Chicks, come on, you're up too far. So they're a long way from the house, and they're along a deep, heavy brush. That's how people get eaten. Let's see if I can get them back up. We're in the middle of another storm. So I like homesteading very much. It's hard to do homesteading and build at the same time. And I work a regular 9 to 5 job, 7 to everything. It's a very hard job that I do. So I'm running a little slow on the building, but I'm doing all right on the chicks and stuff. Little babies, chicks, come on. tick, ticks. All the grasshoppers distract them. But I'm going to get them up to a couple of times a day. I come and get them and bring them up. You know, if I was a mother hen, I'd be right there bringing them in. And that's why I want her to feel safe enough. Plus, it was pretty crappy. The world is a vampire, and she is you know, deserved a little better experience. She's locked, you know, behind locked doors, and darn raccoons frickin', you know, flip the thing and get in, and middle of the night. And she was, oh my God, he chewed her so bad. And anyway, she's traumatized now. But anyway, let me get these little ones up. Come on, guys, you can't be so far out that you can't get help. Right? You're going way too far out. Come on. Chick, 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 chicks. Come on. Follow me. Come on. Chick, 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 chicks. Come on. Come on. Chick, 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 chick. Follow mama. Come on. Chick, 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 chicks. Follow mama. Come on. Chick, 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 chicks. Come on. Keep your eyes on the prize. Chick, 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 chick. Follow mama. Come on. Come on, follow mama. Come on. There you go. There you go. It's interesting to note that chicks can run before they can walk. They're born ready to run, and that's because they have a built-in reflex when they see motion. Scratching, that noise, tick, 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 tick. You know, that's similar to what a hen does. Anyway, when they see motion, they come and get it. So that's what they're doing. They're following me, almost instinctual. They're bonded to me though. But anyway, it's funny that they're so good at that. You make a little motion, and they'll follow the little motion. They're real good at it. You guys can hear that out there. Come on. Tick, 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 tick. Come on. I'm just getting them up where they can get underneath the, you know, ATV and in the chicken coop and all that. Tick, 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 tick. Come on. Come on, guys. Tick, 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 tick. Mama says, come on. I almost got them up here where I want them. And then I'll go back in the house because it's raining yet again. If you all been following Texas lately, massive storms. And my heart goes out to all those who lost life and limbs. So, you know, it's tough. It's tough. Homesteading, off-grid, building your own, it's hard. It really is. I just threw down a little reward for them whenever they follow me. They got some seed and whatnot, and the big chickens come up, and you know, that's their offspring right there. You're looking at them. So I'm hoping to get another little batch underneath that poor hen. She deserves a chance to be a mom. Yeah, see, you're glad I went and got you, aren't you? All right, boys, yeah, I'll be good. Well, I don't want to get hit by lightning, so I'm going to go inside the house. Anyway, I thought I'd take a minute and just show you what's going on here. And, you know, catching a hen in the middle of the dark and the rain, it was an hour's trip last night. Cleaning, setting up the cage inside, another hour, right? It is hard to build and homestead at the same time, especially as a solo builder. But there you have it. I'm enjoying it. You know, if it wasn't so hard, maybe the hard part makes it enjoyable. I don't know. But anyway, if you, they're still following me. Look at that. They'll follow me right inside. They don't want to be wet. Anyway, it's not time for them to roost yet. I'll make a little niche out here. Like, subscribe, follow me along. Bye.